Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3.
Yep, and I'm just going to quickly start. Bang, there we go. Okay. Hello everyone, and welcome to GRS F2, where today we're going to be racing around the Bahrain International Circuit, conveniently in Bahrain, as I said yesterday, because for some reason I can't come up with new lines. Anyways, I'm joined again by Iron, so we're here to
Hello.
review.
Here for the second round.
Interesting first rating, shall we say, especially at the end with the
Oh
absolute
yeah,
chaos.
it still reminds me of how insane that was.
Yeah, that was. Are we gonna have a similar story today?
Would be nice, but I really doubt it. But you know, it's F2 for a reason, so.
We've had one disconnect and the joining phase. That's better than usual. Oh, we had
Yeah.
to have another restart yesterday.
Oh, did you? Oh.
Yeah, because like 6 people got booted in the join up phase or something.
Mm.
We haven't had that today though. Don't need tyre telemetry. Nice. Oh, I've accidentally put on some like weird audio. Okay, so I need to make sure that stuff can be pinged in a sec. Who's going to be first out on track?
I mean, Mitch is not racing, so
It's an Aston.
it's. Oh, what the fuck? He's already out.
Yeah, Lax has already gone. He's already out on track. Off he goes. Get this one underway. We have a few drivers already coming out. That was a locker.
Oh, last time we saw great pace from Cameron Dunn in qualifying. Do you think we're gonna see the same again today?
He's been flexing his times in the chat. But there's no point.
What was it?
27.9, which would have put him P2 in F1 last season. 2 temps off of you, as you were on pole with a 27.7.
Is that time trial though, or short qualifying?
That's short quali.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's his banker on short quali.
So we have a Bahrain merchant then.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then that might be a good shout for Paul here.
Let's hope he maybe bottles quali a bit.
Do you remember what Paul time of F3 was?
F3 28.6 from.
That should be, at least for all those guys, should be a banker.
Hello, Bashi. I know you were messaging me. Give me a minute or two. I'll quickly disappear in a sec. I need to grab something, and then I'll respond to whatever you message me. I was just sorting out the lobby.
Or should I do the commentating to the lap then?
Yeah, because now I can go grab.
There we go, starting a lap aboard on the Aston Martin. Of course, on this year's in real life season, doing great, but still a shit car in this game. Heading into turn 1 though. A top speed of 326, pretty decent. Braking into turn 1, getting the apex. He's in third gear. Easy on the traction, staying in third, it's pretty low so far. Heading up to the next GRS zone and of course turn 4. A tricky corner, you want to take it really wide. Wide entry and wide exit here. Which he avoids the curbs, which is safe to do for a banker lap. Heading into the next turn, both apexes a beautiful hit. 2 fast corners, heading into a hairpin. Which again, the apex is beautiful taken here. Heading into the double left-hander. Braking while you turn in. Easy to lock up, but he doesn't here, and he has also a very nice exit. It's looking tidy so far for the Aston Martin driver. Heading into the last part of the section now, going uphill left-hander, and then going flat out through this right-hander here. Don't take the curb, otherwise you will spin, of course. And then as you cross down the sector 3, the beginning of sector 3, tricky corner here. Don't want to spin very easily to do so, but he doesn't. Heading into the last corner then. Again, same approach to turn 4. Wide entry, wide exit. Which he beautifully does, hits the apex. And then up into the line. It's going to be a good time, I reckon. It's a 28.8, which is already only 2/10 off pole. So that's a pretty good lap for your banker.
Hello, I'm back.
Oh, that's perfect timing.
Right at the end of the lap. Lovely. David Hoy next to the line, 28.7. So So raises the bar a bit higher. Who's going to be next to raise that bar even higher than it is at right now? Is the question. As Kabelski does a 29.4. His teammate Alfred Monk did either started the lap, I don't know. No, I think he invalidated. Paul Nadler goes P3 with a 29.0 and Adam Lapage with a 30.5. Next up is Caleb White, challenging for the title last season. Goes to a 29.2, P4 here at the moment. As the first drivers to set the lap, who are really fast. There's Cameron Don, 28.3.
That's a pretty good lap, so
4 tenths.
for banker.
And still half the grid yet to do bankers, so you know, that could be cut down. We'll just have to see. As Champ Hansen goes to P5. What about other drivers?
Go Ferrari driver crossing the Lewis Spears.
It's Lasse.
That's Lasse, my bad.
Lasse is a 29.1, which is a solid time. Okay, I can now check Discord.
Well, now the other Ferrari is crossing the line, Lewis Spears. It's going to be... it's not looking good, I think. No, it's a 29.6. Oh, we had a jump. I didn't see who it was.
Right, yeah, so, who else have we got? Alex Wells, purple sector 1 from the game. And can he maybe be the driver to challenge Cameron Don? Had a really good pace last week as well, like Alex did, was consistently near the front. Got P3 in the end as it was a double Haas podium. And some big points for the team. They sit currently top of the constructors by 18 points over Aston Martin with a total of 40.
Speaking of Aston Martin, Ivanek crossing the line now for a 29.6 also.
Alex Wells, 106.5 middle sector. Now I'm pretty sure that's quite fast. That's 8 tenths faster than what Champ did. So this isn't going to be far off of Cameron Don at this rate. As through the final 2 corners technically, because for some reason it's 14 and 15, up to the line for Alex Wells. Ooh.
Close, really close.
It is very close, yeah.
So the podium finisher last time also sitting P2 now.
As Adam Bradshaw to the line P5. Nice lap from the Red Bull. As Ennis is also out there currently. Let's see what Ennis can do. Missed last week, but he's here to show his presence this week. And well, let's see if he can get himself into the top 10 here. He can go P9 and slots himself pretty much into the pack. A massive group of drivers who have done a
so far, 3 drivers would have done a lap time, which one of them is the championship leader, Sky.
Yeah, and one of them, Jay DeHal, he was up there last week as well. And then Alfred Monk, who...
With Adam going for another attempt. Of course, the first lap wasn't ideal, sitting at the moment the last of the drivers who have a lap time. Looking for an improvement there, pretty big, which he needs to get into the top 10 maybe at least. He does, but not the improvement he needed, only by 1.5 tenths.
Alfie's predicted that David Hoy's gonna win. That is his call for today's race.
I mean, he sits in P3 so far, so if he gets a top 3 qualifying position, yeah, he's in for a good shot.
Always interesting to hear what everyone watching thinks. So get your predictions down in the chat. Let us know who you think's going to come out on top here in Bahrain. Any other sort of predictions you've got as well, let us know. And yeah.
Oh!
What's happened there?
Yeah, the Mercedes and Red Bull nearly collided on their outlaps.
Alfie's also made the prediction of Linus to be P19. An interesting place to decide to try and predict, as Linus is on a lap currently in P4. Let's see what the Sector 1's looking like. It's a 10th. Good start for the Aston Martin. As now through turn 8, getting on the throttle and bringing it into 9 and 10. Hardest corners of the track to get right, as gets a nice tight line through there. Oh, a bit of wheel spin, which isn't ideal, as the camera angle is being completely blocked by the timing tower. Thank you. Very cool game. As now heading round turn 12, he's 4.5 tenths up here in the Aston. This could be provisional pole position, as it's looking like a very clean lap so far from Linus.
He's gonna need 1/10 here to go pole.
And it's not a bad last corner. Can he go to the top of the time so far? Not quite.
He lost time.
Still a good lap overall though. And puts in P3 just behind for now.
We have David Hoy now finishing sector 2 here. See what the time delta says, and he's 2.5 tenths up.
A lot of improvements coming in here, as David has just one corner left to negotiate to get his lap completed. As round the final corner now, as Belsky jumps up to P5 in the Williams. Where is David Hoy going to be able to go with this lap? It's going to be provisional pole.
Oh, by 4 thousandths.
Hello.
But as we speak, we have also Cameron on a lap now, but he backed off.
Interesting. As Paul Matler's also out there improving by a lot. Goes up to P5. Lost a bit of time in the final sector, as Caleb White just behind also jumped to P7. As we have the McLaren of Jan Nader to the line, P15 for Jan there.
And Rasmussen across the line, 29.1.
For P10. And first of the Ferraris to slot into the top 10 so far. As Bradshaw's just starting a lap, Cameron goes to the pit lane. As that is Linus just returning to the pits as well. So it'll be Lewis Pierce next in the Ferrari. And now up to the line, jumps to P9. Just missed out on getting into the 28s there. But placing himself in the middle of the pack so far, never a bad thing. Although it can be sometimes not quite beneficial, having to avoid all the chaos off the start, but we'll see how we'll be able to handle it here. As Sky is going to set his first lap of the session. Let's see where it's going to place him. And it's around the final corner now. Just trying to get a time on the board for now. And it's going to put in P19 just ahead of Adam, who is going again in the Mercedes. I think he's going to try just about sneak in 2 more runs, but I'm not sure.
With Les finishing his lap. Bit sketchy out of the last corner, but he goes P5. Yeah.
Both Ferraris into the top 10 there. After the second set of laps, as I can see Bradshaw takes that P5 away from Lassie. As Ennis is also out there on a lap, a 10th up. And overall, some good improvements coming in here from everyone. As Ennis has Adam Lapidge just ahead, who's going to be really looking to improve here so far, as not the qualifying session he would have wanted to start with. I know he can go much faster than what he's got at the moment. As through turn 11 for Ennis, looking clean so far in the middle sector. Just keeping the lap tidy, and that's 2.5 tenths of improvement. And just that alone would put him into the top 10, and if you can find a bit more time, you could jump. So maybe as high as 8th would be a realistic target for this lap.
Oh, in front is Adam, who's going to also finish the lap now. Can he get off the P20 spot? Yes, he does. He goes to P12. Quite a big improvement. 1.2 seconds.
Ennis made a bit of a time loss in the final sector, which keeps him P11. Actually, he was P12 before, so he jumps up one place. But with how tight things are all up and down the grid, he can definitely go faster, as we already have 6 drivers currently ahead of yesterday's pole time.
We have the Haas who's third at the moment. He spinned on his lap, so he made a
Cameron
mistake.
Don's going as well. I think they're going early just to have that opportunity to do extra laps if they need it. Cameron Don's a 10th up already.
Purple sector, go on.
Let's see, into turn 8. Gets the car stopped nicely, really nice through the corner. Smooth exit as well. As now into turns 9 and 10. Hooks that quite nicely. And we'll now be heading up towards turn 11. Can he get this lap completed? As I think it is going to put him fastest for now, but there's a lot of drivers close who could definitely put a challenge, as it's 3/10 of improvement already. Can he get into the 27s is the question there, as he comes up to the final corner and maybe just a bit off the apex, but manages to get a good amount of minimum speed through there. Is it going to be a time in the 27s? Nope, misses out by 1 thousandth, well 2 thousandths actually. It's almost a 28 dead, but I mean, with other drivers having a 28-3 set early as well, I think we could see definitely a challenge from some people to try and beat that. I don't think
so far
as smooth sailing as Cameron thought.
The biggest disappointment so far is Sky. He's P20, last weekend's race winner, championship leader. Down in P20, he really wants a good lap in here, otherwise it's not looking good for his championship hopes.
He did start far down, or well, not exactly far down. I think he was 11th or 12th on the grid last week, from where he won the races. Arjen Rav to the line, jumps up to P9, slots himself just ahead of his teammate for today. As well, Arjen is a reserve driver, with Anson not showing up in the end. As I think most people are just starting that lap. Yeah, there's literally 3 of them coming through the final corner now.
They start their lap quite close to each other though. Are they not gonna have any dirty air to...
I don't know.
Sky is really close to the Williams that I have.
Yeah. And then not too far off of Harry Wales in the Alpine.
Spun, so that's not going to be an effect anymore.
Let's see how Harry Wales is faring on this lap. Turn 4 looks really nice. And he is half a 10th up. And trying to carry as much speed, gets a bit too much on the curb.
Sky already found a 4/10 improvement, only in sector 1 already.
That's a good start. I'll watch on board
But
with
he
Harry
ideally
while you
needs...
keep us updated on Sky's lap.
He needs more than 1 second to be even in the top 10, so he...
Just needs to hook this one up royally, essentially. As Harry Wells still out there, heading into Sector 3 now. Ennis has binned it. And it's a 10th improvement for Harry Wells. Misses the apex massively there, though. Manages to get it run out onto the outside curb as Linus has gone to second with a 28-1. I didn't even realise he was on a lap. Now out the final corner for Harry Wales. Up to the line. Where can he put himself in this session? Stays P13. What about Sky here in the Haas? Jumps to 16th in the end. Alfred Monk does not improve and will be starting this race from the back. What about Jan in the McLaren? And jumps up to 11th, so a good improvement there by Jan. As Van Eck to the line now, takes that 11th place away and gets into the 28s. We've got everyone coming to the line now. Caleb White up to P8. That is a strong lap from him as Habelski improving by 2.5 tenths, goes to P6. And what about David? David is not improving and has backed off, so unless someone's going to put an absolute surprise of a lap in like Paul Nadler here, it looks like it's going to be Cameron Dunn on pole as Paul goes to P5. But it's not going to be enough for him as Champ has invalidated. What about Lewis Pierce? Does not improve.
Interesting end to the qualifying session then. Of course, the expected man on pole, Cameron Dunn, but can he this time convert it to a win, which he couldn't last time?
Yeah, his gap is similar to what he had out last time in Abu Dhabi when it was Lewis Pierce just behind him. However, this week he's got a lot more people closely contested just behind him, so I think that's going to shake everything up a bit.
Yeah, this is looking like it's going to be an interesting race. It's also much easier to follow in Bahrain,
Yeah.
so I expect a pretty long DRS train.
Yes, could be very interesting, I will say. As well, that is your grid for today's race. Cameron Dunn starting from pole position again, with this time Linus joining him on the front row. Then David Hoyt and Alex Wells rounded off the second row with Paul Natler and Adam Bradshaw on the third. Jacob Velsky and Lasse take the fourth row with the full Alfa Romeo fifth row. Ivanek and Jan Nader on the sixth. With Lewis Pierce and Ennis on the 7th, Harry Wells and Lapage on the 8th. Champ Hansen and Sky on the 9th row, and then starting on the back row of the grid is Jada Hout and Alfred Monk. So, who do you think is going to win this race, Ian?
I'm going to go bold, and I'm going to go with David Hoy.
You're going to agree with Alfie and what Alfie said in chat.
Yeah.
I think this time, I think Cameron's going to convert his pole to a win. But I don't think it's going to be by much. I think a late safety car is going to bring everyone close and it's going to be a good scrap at the end. Is my prediction, but, you know, we'll have to see as
Set you here
gosh.
is ideally a hard to medium, but also possible medium hard if you are betting on an early safety car. But I personally would go for a hard medium, just to be safe, getting the hard stint done and then going all in at the last stint with the medium tire. Because we might see people on the sots even, you never know.
Yep. Right. The race will be starting shortly, as we're going to be heading to the grid here in Bahrain, as the lights are coming on now, and it's going to be 5 red lights here in Bahrain, and we are underway. This has been a jump start from Arjen Rav, as Cameron Dunn has got away quite well there compared to Linus behind, who's going to be challenging Alex Wells also on the inside here. And he's going to be trying to move himself up. He's been tapped from behind slightly, and that's created a bit of a domino effect behind. As, oh, that was close between David and Linus, and now Alex Wells has kind of overtook off the track there, as there's a Ferrari spearing into the wall. There's also an Alpine and a Hasselhoff. So a lot of carnage further down, as Cameron Dunn's already 2 seconds ahead just from avoiding this carnage.
So Linus losing out bigly, starting on the mediums on P2, but now down to P6. Not ideal so far with all the contact he had.
That's a send by Paul. Up ahead as Lasse nearly loses the car there in front of Linus, and that would not have been ideal. Bradshaw is now on the back, taps Linus though, and has been tap rained himself in the process. As it seems like everyone going a bit hot, and it's just causing a domino effect really here, as Alfred Monk's already got a time penalty for multiple warnings somehow.
That's really quick.
I assume that's going to be he's being pushed off track, as I just saw an absolute send by an Alfa Romeo. I'm not sure what that was, as Habelski here on the back of Caleb White, and everyone is getting a bit aggressive off the start, we'll say. So let's get the tyre eradication. Pretty much everyone on hards except for Linus and Lasse, as Lasse is looking for a move on Paul Nadler in the AlphaTauri here. And next up will be the Haas of Alex Wells as Lasse moves ahead and up into P4 on the mediums. So that's worked out well for him off the start.
What is crucial though is that Cameron Dunn already has a 1.8 second gap, which puts him out of the DRS. It is going to be crucial for the latest stage of this race.
I don't think that's what. Oh. Hello?
Hello?
My game has crashed.
Oh.
Great.
I will invite you back. Oh, I think you can join David.
It's not like crashing.
I will keep you updated. Being a radio.
Let me just get Task Manager.
So far, everybody's just sitting behind each other. Nothing really happening much. All just waiting for the DRS to pop up, I guess. Although Linus is really close to.
I can't fix this. My game is literally just stuck.
Oh. Maybe a Task Manager?
Task Manager won't, like, appear. Oh, there we go. It's crashed. Okay, I got the ego dumper thing, so can it
We're now on lap 3, so DRS is enabled.
This noise is just annoying. There we go, it's gone. Brilliant.
Interesting to see is that Cameron Dunn has used already half of his battery. That's more than what David so far used, but the gap is already up to 2.4 though, so he is extending the lead. As there is a fight for P15 and P16 between Lewis Pearce and Harry Wills.
Just give me a sec, I'm
and
trying
Harry
to get
Wills
back in.
overtook the Ferrari driver into turn 1.
At least it's just me that got booted out and not one of the drivers. That's probably for the best, as I can just quickly rejoin off of David. No problem whatsoever.
Lasse is really looking aggressive behind Alex on the mediums. He wants to get past quickly, of course, to make use of those medium tires. We have a yellow flag in sector 2, which is Sky. Retired from the race. He retired on track, so that's interesting.
I'm back in.
That might have a look into the stewards, but yeah, so last race winner is now out of the race.
Right, there we go, I'm back in, and there you go, I got all my details back up. Apologies for everyone watching, but the game just is, annoying.
Abelski is really close up to the back of the Alfa Romeo here. Looks like an easy DRS pass, which it is, up to P7.
Lasse's also looking for a mover in the outside of Alex Wells here.
Which contact has been made, but he is passed.
That's going to be a short contested after the race.
Lasse has used a lot of his battery though already, so he needs to recharge before going after David Hoy.
Yeah. Then they're still having to just sort of watch behind here as there's a spinner and an Alpine, which is, I don't know. They're both sort of dropped off the back. Do you know which one that was?
It was Jay the Kite.
Okay.
So far the biggest positions gains have been from Lasse, who has gone up from 5 positions up to P3. He gained 5 positions, of course, because of the mediums. Linus being one of the biggest losers, losing 4 positions so far.
And again, I feel like everyone...
Even though the J spun, he still gained 5 positions to the position he started on. So
fair enough. I think everyone's made the same mistake as last week in Abu Dhabi, where, I mean, on lap 1 alone, Cameron was already, 2 seconds ahead, pretty much.
Yeah.
So by letting him do that, I was just going to allow him to drive off into the distance and get himself comfortable.
Lasse on the back of David Hoy is going to make a move into turn 4 already on the inside, but the move was already done before going into the corner.
Well, I say is now on the charge on the medium tyres after Cameron Donnan might drag David along here if David can stick with the Ferrari.
That might have been the plan. Just let him go and use his GRS to catch up to Cameron, which is already 2.4 seconds into the lead.
David does have the battery advantage as well to try and stick with the Ferrari. So I'm sure he's going to
As
use
the McLaren spun round into the last corner.
The gap is 2.6, so we'll check in next lap, see what it is as Paul Nadler potentially looking for a move on the outside there of Alex Wells, but can't quite get past. Oh, there's a spinner behind, that's Linus. And that's going to drop him there.
AlphaTauri went around the outside. A really nice move from looking low.
I wish I hadn't clicked off when I saw Linus spinning there. My bad. As yeah, David's just sticking with Lassie, but Lassie hasn't really caught anything yet. But he seems to be getting in the straight, so he's definitely got lower wings on the Ferrari. And was maintaining pretty much the same gap in the middle sector, so don't know, maybe setup's going to work overall as Bradshaw down the inside. Caleb White tries to switch back, but he's not going to quite be able to get that one. He is going to have the RS and battery, but he's yeah, the 16%'s not going to help him too much with getting past the Red Bull driver. As Bradshaw there has the task of getting past Hebelski, and then he'll be in the lead of this sort of second train of cars, which extends all the way down to 13th at the moment. So quite a hefty group. As it seems like Lassie, maybe the mediums are not as quick as we would have thought. David's sort of just right on the back of him still, and Lassie's not really closing the gap too much. Paul's almost got into the DRS now as well, so that could create another dynamic for these guys, as I think he might nick it here. We'll just have to see. As decent exit from the corner, puts battery on, and he's going to have to keep the battery on, but he's just about going to get himself into that DRS range here, so this train is going to extend from 2nd to 5th now.
I think David is going to go for a move here on Lasse Rasmussen.
Yeah, I think he wasn't too impressed by Lassie's pace in the lead. And he's going to dive one down the inside. Lassie's going to
switchback from the Ferrari.
Back.
Another switchback though, the double. But now he has the outside for turn 4, which is...
Neither of them have DRS either.
Yeah. But he brakes later on the mediums, and he
they're still side by side.
They make contact.
And David's out.
David is out.
That's going to be a safety car, surely. Nope. No safety car.
FIA have decided to do nothing about this car on track, so we're just going to continue on racing.
Oh, Lassie's nearly lost the car there as well. As Ennis is also gone.
Oh,
there's a massive crash. 2 Red Bulls and an Alpha reigned. What's happened there?
Now we have a safety car.
What on earth has happened there? This car's been over from... Oh, that's an Alpine reigned as well. There, on the outside curb of turn 10. But I saw Bradshaw, Ennis, and an Alfa Romeo all caught up. So I have no clue what's gone on. Bradshaw's got a front wing, Caleb doesn't, and then Ennis is out of the race, so I assume he was just a bystander and got collected, which is unfortunate. The safety car does help Lassie a bit there.
So there goes my win prediction out of the way.
Alfie said that this is like watching 20 of himself. Interesting analysis there, Alfie.
Can't deny it.
What? That was close! The McLaren decided very late he was going into the pits, and I sped into the pits.
I'm going to tell you though, this might have played into the hands of Lester here, who's going to go to the hearts and probably going to finish the race on these tires.
Yep. And where is Lasse going to come out? P8? That's not bad.
that is a good shot for the win later on. So keep in mind when the pit stop phase is going to come for Cameron Dunn,
We have
what the gap
a
is going to be to Lasse and if he can catch up.
we have an AlphaTauri 1-2 here. This is also very similar to yesterday. We had a safety car in this point, and it was Mitch who boxed onto the hards yesterday. Managed to get P3 in the end after fighting valiantly on the last few laps, but just got overtaken twice, and well, the
Can I
hards were
just
still
mention, by
really
the way,
good. What did he say?
can I just mention that Mr. Lepich has gone from nearly last to P4.
That's very good.
He's gained 12 positions so far, and he's in front of quite a lot of hard winners also. So it's not like that he gained a lot of positions because of pit stop phases.
Jay spun
Wow.
multiple times and he's up 13 as well.
Yeah.
Interesting. But he
Alpine
is,
6-7 with Harry also being a P7.
yeah.
So far it's really been a crazy race. People spinning but still in a good position. So that just shows that everything can happen in F2 here.
I'm surprised that all the chaos seemed to kick off on one lap there.
Yeah.
And then we have a safety car.
And I think the stewards are gonna have already a lot to look after this race. Pure
Yeah.
on the first 8 laps alone already.
That'll probably be the incident through turns 5, 6 and 7. And also on the exit turn 4 with
Oh, interesting.
David Massey.
You have the
Chance
McLaren,
again.
McLaren made a pit stop to the mediums and now it's going back to the hards. It seems like.
No, he's going for a fresh set of mediums and serving a 5-second penalty.
Oh, he does.
He's going to come out in... I don't know where. But I think Caleb White might be doing that. Where he's going to swap back to the hards maybe? Or did the team not change his front wing the first time round? I don't know. Yeah, he's going back to the hards. Interesting. It's a mixed strategy.
But those are used hards though. And those hards can surely not make it till the end of the race. So I don't know what's the strategy behind that from Alfa Romeo, but maybe it works out, you never know.
Yeah. Well, just have to wait and see. And that's a laggy
So,
AlphaTauri.
now that we're 9 laps in, and of course my race, the guy who I predicted for the win is out. Are you still sticking to your Cameron Dunn win prediction?
Yeah, I'm just going to stick to it at this point. Are you
Also,
going to change?
I mean I have to because David
Okay.
is out unfortunately. So you know what? I'm gonna go with my own team, which I drive for. Lasse Rasmussen is gonna pick the win in the Ferrari.
Interesting. You
He
think
doesn't have-
the
he
ultimate
doesn't have to make a
strategy's going to
pit
pay
anymore.
off here?
That's going to be crucial for his race. He's already
Yeah.
made the pit stop. And it's going to be fun in the end to see if Cameron on the fresh mediums can catch up to Lasse.
We've got a full PlayStation podium here at the moment. So,
Yeah.
oh, safety car. That's a really
that's-
late call.
That,
That's a weird one as well. Look where the McLaren is.
yeah,
It's just only
that has
insistent.
put Cameron Dunn completely off guard though. So where is he going to go now? He has to wait until the line, but
He's
he
gone.
doesn't. He's going already.
Alex Wells has got a good start. He might be looking for a move on Paul Nadler here.
As the Alpine and Mark Ivanek are going side by side.
And Lasse's already going for a move for P7 as well. As whoa, Harry Wells breaks late and ooh, that was almost the end to him and his teammates' race. As oh, this is close now. Vanek and Lepage side by side here, as they're going to come up into turn 4.
He goes side by side to turn 4.
And
Both giving each other space, so being
everyone on the
respectful.
back of this is frenzying all over the place, just looking for any sort of space to sneak into. As it looks like it's going to be a dive down the inside for Jay here on Adam Lepage, who is getting eaten alive a bit as Adam Bradshaw moves up to P8 there on the mediums. He also boxed but for mediums, so we'll see how that pays off for him.
Lasse is struggling to get past people here. You really need to get the moves done quickly to not lose any time here. He has the fresh tires and he needs to make these overtakes quickly.
He needs to be careful of the medium runners behind as well. They're going to be ultra aggressive to try and put the pressure on, I think. As their whole strategy resolves around, I say, making up the most positions they can now, and then boxing if there's another safety car, or boxing with the current set of leaders. As I just don't think the mediums are gonna. They'll do 20 laps, but they'll be square.
Oh,
That's
that's Adam Bradshaw, really late send, and Abelski taps the rear of Adam Bradshaw, which made him spin.
as this
So
looks like
that's
a move
one
here.
medium runner out of the question now.
Alfred Monk looking for a move down the inside of Linus here. He's going to be alongside just about as Bradshaw's gone deep. Oh, that's going to be dangerous
wide.
for them to have to deal with. And a bit of contact between the Williams and Aston, but I mean, I don't think they could have done much there with Adam Bradshaw
Let's just going
returning.
for a move on Adam. Inside of turn 4.
And can he
They
get
leave
this
each other
one
space, quite nice. But then
Yep.
the grip differences comes into play and that's just up to P6.
done? That's an important move for him, I will say, as Alfred Monk and Linus still side by side here. For P9, as it is going to be the Aston Martin to come out on top into turn 9 and 10, but the Williams is going to try send it down the inside here. Can he pull this one off? Has to sort of turn away there, almost pushing the Aston completely after all. That's going to bring Champ in, who's going to get both of them here. Are they going to stay free white? The Williams brakes later, using the space in the corner to try and hold the position for now. And I think he is going to just about do it.
Oh!
Ooh.
Aston Martin had to avoid the McLaren there, and now he brakes on the curb, which is going to bottom him out.
Yeah, Linus has got an unfortunate losing positions there as well. And he'll be rejoining onto the track down in 13th. As DRS is now enabled. DRS wasn't even there yet.
Which
And
is
we've
going to
had
make
all
the
of
fight
that.
of P4 interesting. Because Jay looks like he has the pace in hand to overtake Mark Ivanek. Which already used nearly all his battery, but Jay has still a lot to play with. Oh,
We've got a bit on the curb though.
yeah.
Is that going to invite Lassie? Not quite. I don't think Jay's going to be getting the move. Someone who might be getting the move is Adam Bradshaw. He's not going to send it on Adam Laypage. And he's just going to have to wait another day for that one.
With both Adams keeping each other in life.
As Champ looking for a move on Alfred Monk. Can't get that one done. And he's also spun. And I think Lewis Pierce slammed the anchors on a bit as everyone's all over the place for these positions here on the edge of the points. As Linus is potentially looking for the move into turn 10, but he's not going to risk it in that scenario, which is smart. But we've seen some crafty overtakes, I will say. People getting very creative so far. Sort of exploiting the realms of what I thought was possible. Without completely taking both of you at the race. I think Jay's going to go for the move here for P4 in this race.
It's going to be an easy overtake with DRS and battery on.
He's not even going to
But
use the battery.
Ivanek is going to defend though.
Lassie's coming in like a missile in the Ferrari though.
Oh,
Hello.
you're going to go to 2 wide.
It's going to end interestingly as
But
Lassie's
now, interestingly though, Lasse has DRS and Jay doesn't, so can he use that advantage up here? Deploying all the battery they both have, going side by side up to turn 4, round the outside for Lasse Rasmussen, who has the fresher tires, so he has more grip.
and he's going to come out on top there.
Yeah. Jay decided to back out of it, which is a smart decision by him.
Lassie's on the charge though. I think at this rate he's in a really good spot. Oh!
Oh, not if he's gonna bin it.
That's going to invite Jay, who's going to look on the outside. No, he's not. Maybe trying to bait the Ferrari into going deep, though. And Jay has got a really good line. And that's going to allow him to take the position back, as I think Lassie got a bit too focused on getting away too quickly there. And that's going to compromise him. Which is not what he would have wanted.
So far, Lasse is 7 seconds behind Cameron Dunn.
Yeah.
And with a pit stop lasting about 21 seconds here, I think, in Bahrain. It is so far looking good, I must say, but he really needs to get behind. He needs to overtake Jay here quickly
It
to avoid losing time.
seems like Alex Wells has made a mistake. He was 1.5 or 1.6. The gap was around to Cameron. It's now over 2 seconds. So out of nowhere, that's changed massively. Lasse's just going to barrel it down the straight, and yeah, he's going to be ahead. How will the Alpine respond to that? Is the question. Is he close enough? He's not turning the battery on. I think he's just going to concede the position to Lasse for now, as we see Lewis Pearce and Alfred Monk fighting for P9. This fight is still going on, which is interesting, as they're side by side. Whoa, that's Alfred round. And Lewis Pearce off the road as well. As Paul's right on the... Oh, Alfred's out.
Oh no, no safety car please, no safety car.
It doesn't look like safety
luckily.
cars at turn 4. Oh, he retired on track.
The last thing I want at the moment is a safety car, because I want to see the strategy play out between Lasse and Cameron Dunn. Because that can be something really spicy for the end of the race.
Here comes Abelski, getting past Lewis Pearce. It looked like he was diving straight into a wall there. Oh, he's dived it straight off the track though. I can't tell what's going on there. Just a lot of lag. I think Paul Nadler's going to go for this.
Yeah, he must go here for it, surely. He has the battery advantages and the DRS usage. And it's going to be an easy overtake, done before turn 1. Back to his line, and easy does it.
Yep. And that's going to allow him to keep the position from there, and...
So yeah, as we're on lap 15, a gap update between Lasse and Cameron Dunn. It's now up by 4/10, so the gap is 7.4 at the moment. Still looking quite good for Lasse here.
Yeah. And well, Lasse is still got a bit of defending to do at the moment, as he makes another mistake there at turn 8.
And he loses out the position. It seems like Lasse is really... His car is really twitchy at the exits of corners.
Yeah. That's going to make it difficult when the tyres are more worn as well, so... I think it's going to be a bit of a case of trying to keep it on the road for him. So two Adams, currently occupying 7th and 8th, as Bradshaw has almost dragged himself into the DRS of Ivanek. And Napier just keep in touch with him here. And, well, that's...
Is Lasse going back for P4 here on J? He is using, so he is gonna go for the move. Retakes P4 now, but can he keep it this time? He goes a bit wide though, which makes Jay have a better exit than him. And Jay has the battery here, which is gonna be an easy repass here. Just like Leclerc did on Verstappen in 2022.
Yeah, he's just going to be able to cover the Ferrari into the corner, as I say, has another twitch on the exit there, and that's going to...
Every time Lasse has a twitch, I have a heart attack, so I really don't want to see his POV anymore.
I'll tell you something, the gap at the front's come down since Paul Nadler's got ahead of Alex Wells. Paul is on the move here in the AlphaTaurians. I think we are going to see some pit stops this lap and next. As people are going to be on their way.
Yeah. If you're Alex here, are you going to go for the undercut? He's only 8 tenths behind.
I think he could, yeah, definitely.
They both have absolutely no battery. So it's pretty much just based on driving at the moment.
Cameron Dunn's pit lights on, but he's going to stay out.
Oh, as I say it, Alex spins. The P3 is the guy spun, so that moves. Yeah, that moves Jay and Lasse up to P3 and P4.
He's going into the pits as well, Alex, now. After that spin. As Lasse is going to go down the inside, and I'll tell you something, Cameron can sort of just pit to cover off his teammate there, because his teammate can't
As
follow him. Follow
Jay
him
is
in.
gonna do the same again as he did last lap, I think.
Lasse again getting
Yeah,
a bit
he
out of shape.
does. It really starts to look like Verstappen and Leclerc in 2022 at this rate. I think Lasse has to pick his moment, maybe going for a move into turn 4 instead of turn 1.
Whoa, that was close. Tell you something, he's got good reactions.
Yeah, so far he has saved the car more than we have done laps.
Feels like it, yeah.
It seems that every exit he has a moment, so I really scared that I hope he survives this race, because if he keeps it on track, he's in for a good place here.
As this train now does extend down to 7th, as the two Adams have now placed themselves on the back of this train. And well, that's just going to help them with their race, really. And they're just going to be able to just move themselves along here.
Yep, all this fighting has brought up both Adams and Linus. I mean, Linus is still far up, but both Adams and Ivanek are at the back of Lasse. So interesting now is to look at the gap between Lasse and Cameron Dunn.
Yep.
Of course, Cameron going for a new set of mediums.
Lasse's going to wait till turn 4 this time. Is he going to be able to do it into turn 4 though, is the question.
I don't think he has the battery to go for it. Cameron Dunn comes out quite far though, side by side with
that was
the
a bit
McLaren.
of lag from Jay, and that means Lasse is inside the Alpine.
Not ideal for Cameron, he is having traffic here at this outlap. He's overtaking the McLaren on all tires. As the gap is 13 seconds between Lasse and Cameron Dunn.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much, he needs to gain more than a second a lap here.
The question is, can he do it?
I really doubt it, to be honest.
Oh, there's a spinner.
As we have a spin of
pitch.
Adam.
Not ideal.
Of course.
He's going to have to return to track in an awkward position.
It's not a league race without Adam spinning, of course.
Yeah, no. Just the usual, really. As Cameron also gets past Adam.
So what's also interesting here is that Cameron, of course he needs to catch up 13 seconds, but he needs to overtake Linus before that, because Linus also doesn't need to make a pit stop anymore.
And if the medium runners are going to extend, he doesn't need to overtake them either. As his teammates into the pits, Paul Nadler does no box. Where's he going to come out in relation to his teammate? I think he'll be hoping to avoid that train. And with Cameron losing a bit of time, would he be closer? I don't think so. He might. I think he's going to not quite beat the McLaren's 8. No, he's not. As Lasse trying to make a move for what will be the lead of the race now. As Jay's staying out a long time here, which I don't know how Lasse is going to feel about that.
Well, if I was Lasse, what I should do is just stay behind the back of Jay and make sure you regenerate your battery.
Yeah.
Because he has to know that he has a fight in the last laps on hands here for the win.
As, Cameron's got his first bit of traffic coming up. And if anything other than Jay, no one ahead of Cameron theoretically has to pit. Although their tyres will be toast by the end of this race if they don't.
But yeah, the gap update now currently is 11 seconds, so he's already catch up 2 seconds in one lap, which is enough at this rate. So, but of course we have to remind ourselves that Cameron is on fresh mediums, and the longer he goes, the smaller the difference is going to be between the old hards and the old mediums.
Yeah, I like scaring Paul off there from that move. As Lasse is just going to allow himself to get close and go for it into turn 4 as Bradshaw heads to the pit lane, so that's a sign that the medium runners probably will be pitting. So,
as of course Cameron's at the fastest lap of the race, 40.7.
Oh my, Jan's got an absolute rocket in that McLaren as he just completely dropped Paul there. Lassie's not going to get the move once again. Jay's still staying out here. And
So just for reference here, last lap, Lasse did a 32.6 and Cameron did a 30.7. So that's a gain of 1.9 seconds here. So I'm starting to think that Jay is maybe holding up Lasse way too much at the moment. And maybe needs to start to think about the move here.
Cameron's on the back of this group of cars ahead now, but it's not going to be easy to pass them, I'll say that. As there's a time penalty for Alex Wells in the Haas. As Paul Nadler trying to make a move here. Alex Wells is out. He's crashed.
Oh no, no.
Oh no, it's a retirement. On track again.
Luckily no safety car though.
Wait, no, his car's... Oh no, he left the session. He didn't retire on track.
So interestingly though, Lasse has 2 warnings and Cameron has 0. So as Jay goes into the pit lane, so that gives the lead to Lasse.
Cameron's now on the back of this group, who are not pitting.
So that is going to be traffic, crucial traffic here.
Yep.
Cameron needs to get past quickly. He cannot spend 1 lap stuck behind those guys.
Here comes Paul Nadler for P8 in this race. And depending on how long Cameron gets held back here, he could be under pressure a bit from his teammate even.
Ah, but look at the grip difference though. He's just on the traction alone. He just passed Lewis Pierce, who has not done a good job defending for his teammate here, to be honest.
I don't think the Ferraris are communicating.
And also crucially, Cameron doesn't have much battery to play with here.
This is all costing him time though.
Yep, it is. It's music to the ears of Lasse here.
Yeah, you can't go for a move into turn 10 either. Can he get it on traction on the exit here? He's going to put the battery on. How much will Hebelski defend? Cameron's
Oh, that's risky.
try.
That's risky. Oh, really shows how desperate Cameron Dunn is to get the moves done quickly to just make sure he gets the race lead back.
Hebelski could put the battery on and just take this back though, to be fair, if anything.
That is true though, but I think just the grip difference alone is gonna put him maybe too far back.
We'll have to see, as Cameron almost hitting into the back of Caleb White there, and he's going to use a final bit of battery he's got to go for this move. And he's going to be on the inside of turn 1. And oh, he's been hit! Oh, that was close.
Not ideal. So yeah, last lap Lasse did a 32.0 and Cameron did a 31.7. So it shows he only get 2 tenths because of the traffic he's had. So that's already a crucial lap gone.
He's got 9 seconds to gain in 8 laps.
And then also to remember that he also has to overtake Linus.
Yep.
It is going to be feisty. I think he's going to get it on the last lap here. That depends though how fast his mediums are going to drop off.
Yeah, he doesn't have battery either, and he needs to get past Linus. So it could be a bit more difficult than we thought now for him. The cards have stacked against him with the traffic there, so he's going to have to get on the move and yeah, we'll see if he can.
But do you think that Linus is going to defend hardly against Cameron, or do you think he's just going to let him go and just focus on finishing on podium here?
I mean, he's got some room to fight, but not too much. So we'll have to see. Really, depends how he feels here. As Lasse is extending that gap to Linus as well, so Cameron Dunn's not really caught that much. The gap is 8.7.
I'm telling you something though, Lasse has picked up the pace after having free air finally. He's putting personal best after personal best here, doing a 31.9 compared to a 33.3 from oh no, that's Linus, never mind. Cameron did a 31.3, so that's a 6/10 gain, which is not enough.
Rosset needs to keep posting times like that, I'll tell you. Those are the sort of times that are going to win him this race. Cameron is now in the DRS though, so crucially he's caught at a good time, as he's going to be able to stay close through sector 3 and then go for it on the main straight or into turn 4. But we'll have to see what the gap's going to be after this sector here. As
What I'm really interested about is though, what is the tire wear of Lasse at the moment? Because it is really a long stint for him to do like 20, 21, 23 laps on hards.
yeah,
As Cameron is at the back of Linus now, looks like it's going to be an easy move up into turn 1. Linus not using any battery, so that just shows he just wants to get the podium in.
yep. So, I mean, he does have a chance to just sort of use a bit of DRS to just stay with him there, as Jay sets the fastest lap of the race on the soft tyres. Jan
Cameron
back
gains
fastest
5
time.
tenths this lap, which is again not enough. But now he has the free air to Lasse, so he's now the first car he's going to see is the Ferrari.
Yep.
There are only 6 laps remaining though, so it's really going to the wire here.
He still needs to just pick up the pace more and more, as there's an Alfa Romeo having a few spins. With that being Iron Rav at the moment, I think his tyres are absolutely cooked. Let's have a look at the temperatures, because yeah, 113 on the rear. You might need to get those changed, just a thought. As Paul Nuttler's caught onto the back of this train there for P4, but he's got no battery. As Jay's going for a
Cameron goes
move,
wide.
and Jay gets the move for V9, and now has Jan in his way for 8th, as Iron Rav retires in the pit lane, which is going to bring an end to his race. As here comes Paul Nadler
0
into the final corner, and that's Paul up to P6.
You know what? I think Cameron is not going to catch it. Again, only an 8/10 gain, which is not enough, and now it
Paul
really
Nadler's
looks...
disconnected.
Oh,
Oh, that's a bit deep from the Williams there for Belsky. That's going to lay Caleb White back through. Ooh, and Belsky spinned it. Luckily, only a bit of a spin onto the grass. Yeah.
Well, he's stuck on the curbs, and he has to reset on track, which is allowed when he's stuck on the curbs. So
Yeah.
smart for him to do that and not to get disqualified here.
The gap at the front is 6.9. As
Yeah, with only 5 laps to go, so really a miracle needs to happen here for Cameron to catch Lasse.
Jay's got 5.3 to the cars ahead. I don't know if I can invite Paul back. I don't think I have him added, which isn't ideal. I think David's still in the lobby though, so maybe you can try get him back in. Well, the fight for 4th place is heating up between Lewis Pearce and Caleb White here now. As a spin in the McLaren, that is Champ Hansen. Yeah, Cameron just doesn't seem to have really the pace that much on these mediums.
Yep, again only an 8/10 gain this lap, so it really looks like a done and dusted fight there.
Yeah, as oh, that's a tap. Caleb White overcooking the corner a bit and giving a bit of a bump to Lewis Pearce in front.
Lewis Pearce has the battery though to stay in front there.
Yeah.
So currently it's a Ferrari 1-4, which is a lovely result for compared to last race for them.
Pulls back in, but his AI's pitted him onto softs.
Yep. What looked like a nice finish for AlphaTauri has turned into a disaster, with Cameron potentially losing the win and Nadler being out of the points at the moment.
Oh,
And as there's a McLaren spun again,
he's still going.
They're really trying to simulate what's happening in real life.
Here's the McLaren team paying for one man we know, Johnny. If he's
Yeah.
watching.
Rebozo.
Yeah, the gap at the front, 5.1.
Yep.
I don't know how much of a gain that is.
It's now 3 laps remaining. Well, Cameron is at 41.2, which is, I think, still not enough. And realistically, it's 3 laps remaining with a 5.4 second gap.
Neither of them have battery either.
So, yeah. Unless Lasse spins, I don't see Cameron catch up in.
Yeah. Too little, too late for him in this scenario there. Paul's got the opportunity to go for a fastest lap at least, and he's also got I guess the battery to do that, and fresh soft tyres, which at least he can rescue 2 points maybe if he can get the fastest lap. I don't think Harry Wales is really going to be able to compete with the AlphaTauri in this situation. The gap's 4.6. Looks as if Cameron once again is not going to make it enough to win the race here. So Jay's looking for P5 here in this race, and if he can get past Caleb, then he's going to have a chance at Lewis Pierce on the final lap, I'd say. Not final lap, penultimate. It might be the final lap by the time he catches
It's going to be
it.
the second time in a row where we see the fastest guy on track finishing P2 instead of P1. Again on strategy.
Yep.
So I think really after this race, Cameron needs to talk to his engineers if he has them, or he needs to rethink his own strategies.
Maybe a bit, yeah. He did also spin in Abu Dhabi, but yeah, the strategy to stay out there would have probably cost him it anyways, as there's the fastest lap for Paul, so that's another point to his name for now, but there are other drivers out there gunning for it. Pavelski does take the fastest lap with a 29.7.
But though, he might finish P2, he still was going to get the championship lead because of Sky retiring after lap 2.
In this race we had all the chaos at the start and middle compared to the end. Well, 1 lap for Lasse to keep it on the track, and he will win the race here. I know Lasse won a race last season. I don't know which one it was, but I'm going to go check, because if it was Bahrain, then this is back-to-back Bahrain wins for Lasse. But I can't... Was it Bahrain he won? It might have been, you know. I know... I don't think it was Zandvoort, maybe? I don't know. Yellow flags. That is Hebelski, who's already picked up the fastest lap, as taking a look at last season's standings. Where did Lasse pick up a win?
As the gap now, by the way,
It was
between Cameron and Lasse is increasing the gap to Cameron, so I think Cameron has to give up on the fight.
Yeah. Lasse just bringing this one home there. Short shifting.
Last thing we want to see now is a yellow flag from a Ferrari driver.
Lewis Pierce is in a close
By the
ball
way,
here with Jay.
Jay is on the softs. We've missed on that he is put on the softs and now he's going for P4.
Yep.
But the question is, how far are the softs gone? Because it's already 8 laps on them. Might be a bit too long for the softs.
I'll tell you something, the mediums were definitely the right call this race, as Jay is going to go for it here, and he's going to be up to P4, as yeah, both drivers who started on mediums, which were Linus and Lasse, have both ended up on the podium, with Lasse reined in the final corner now, and he's just bringing it to the line to win here in Bahrain. Nice
Nice
Cameron
drive
moves
from
across
him.
the line. Second, 2.5 seconds off in the end.
And then it's 14 seconds still with the P3 guys, so really shown the level of skill between Les and Cameron here.
So Nunes comes across the line on the podium, and that's really good results for the Aston Martin. I think he's going to be second in the championship, or he'll be close. Picked up 4th place in Abu Dhabi and a 3rd here in Bahrain.
Also good to tell, White on the Alfa Romeo has done 28 lap on his hull, on his hearts.
Yep. He boxed off them just to get the tyre campaign changes, and has
And
made
he got P7, so it did pay off.
managed to get some good points, yeah.
Fair to him, fair play to him that he didn't get a puncture. Okay.
I think Lepage is going for the fastest lap. Can he get it? Is the question.
I don't think so, but you
He was purple. Got last corner too. This would it be faster than his quali time? No, I don't think so. I think he did a good last run, and he does get it.
Yeah, we did. That's a point then for him, at least to round off the weekend.
Yep. Caleb had 95% tyre wear.
So yeah, who is your driver of the day then?
Ooh.
For me, it's clear. It has to
What
be
am I
only one
saying?
guy. Yeah. Going for a opposite strategy than the other guys, being like one of the only two other guys on the mediums, and to take the win here. I think going into this race, nobody expected him to take the win.
I will say fair play to Jay as well, from 19th to 4th.
And also, like, I don't know how many times he spun, and he still finished before that.
Yeah.
Great result for him. As it shows, by the way, in his pace, a 30.6 from his fastest lap. That's pretty decent.
Oh wait, no, Adam set the exact same fastest lap, so he doesn't get the fastest lap.
Oh wow! Okay, that's really weird. I've never seen this. It's weird though, because the game did show a
Yeah, it
fastest
showed
lap
us
pop-up.
if he was the fastest, but
Well, that just explains the luck of the Mercedes driver, both Mercedes drivers at the moment.
half a point each.
Yeah, so a win for Ferrari. Hopefully we get it also tomorrow.
Right, race director, before I forget. And you said that we're just gonna not do the interviews today, are we?
Oh, we can skip them this week.
Yeah. There was not a single warning after lap 23, by the way.
Fair play
Well,
to the
not
F2
after
drivers.
21 even. That's impressive.
Mhm. As Adam is suggesting between Havelski to get half a point for fastest lap between them. I don't think that's how it works though.
Alright, so, thank you all for watching. This has been, again, just typical F2 stuff, let's be honest. At this rate.
Tune in tomorrow.
Yeah, tune in tomorrow for F1. Tune in
Gonna
next
see-
week where we got a sprint at Jeddah.
Really looking forward to that.
But yeah, that's gonna be, I'm sure, chaos, carnage, all of the above. 6 cars upside down, left, right, centre. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, thank you for watching.